Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Kathie J Show. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Kathie J, and today I have one of my favorite ladies in the world, and we're meeting Cynthia, a volunteer for the Arthritis Foundation. Please welcome to the Kathie J Show, Barb Abbey, the Executive Director of the Arthritis Foundation for Colorado and Wyoming, and here with us is Cynthia Pazantes, right?
Yeah.
And she is, oh my gosh, the list goes on. She is a board member of the Arthritis Foundation.
Yes.
She is a co-chair of the Juvenile Arthritis Committee
Yes.
and a co-chair of the Walk to Cure Arthritis Planning Committee and the founder of Comadre Speakers Collaborative.
That's right.
It's awesome. Thanks so much for being here, Cynthia.
Thank you. I'm a busy lady.
You are a busy lady. And before we get into your connection and why you do so much with the Arthritis Foundation, let's start with Barb, Executive Director. Good to have you back.
Thank you, Kathie.
Yes.
So glad to be here.
I'm
as
happy to
always.
have you. So the big Walk to Cure Arthritis is coming up. This
Yes.
is the big one.
Yes.
We have a jingle run in the winter and stuff,
Yes.
but this is the one that, I mean, takes up the entire Hudson Valley, Hudson Gardens.
We
right?
hope so.
Yes. All right. So let's talk about you, Barb. What's your connection with the Arthritis Foundation?
Well, like many millions of Coloradans in the state and then across the country, I live with arthritis. I was diagnosed by my chiropractor about 3 years ago with arthritis in my neck, and then I also have arthritis in my hands. But the biggest connection I have is through my family members. My mom lived with very severe arthritis for many, many years, where she would have to take at least 30 minutes just to get out of bed. And she would have gout really bad to where the pain and the inflammation with her toes and into her hands would keep her from moving and doing anything. And then I have a sister who has unfortunately acquired those same arthritic conditions that our mom had. So very near and dear to my heart, and know a lot of people, Cynthia's family, a lot of other families that live with arthritis and that their loved ones do as well.
Barb, is it a genetic disease? Is it a I was a runner in my young age and now I have no cartilage left? Or what is arthritis?
It's a little bit of a combination of all those kind of things. Arthritis itself is the inflammation between two joints. So whether it's your knuckles in your hands or your knee, your ankles, your hip, where two joints come together, there is cartilage in between there, as you mentioned. And when that cartilage starts to break down, it can cause inflammation, swelling, pain, not as much ability to move and to do the normal things that you're used to. So that's really the definition of arthritis. Unfortunately, there are over 100 different types of arthritis that we know of today.
Wow.
Some are very rare and some are very common, like osteoarthritis is the most common. But then through research and through a lot of clinical studies and things like that, we're finding additional types of arthritis that affect also more and more people. So it's one of those things that affects over 60 million people in the United States, including hundreds of thousands of children. And that
Yes.
was a big thing that I learned when I came to the foundation was the fact that kids get arthritis too. And I can't imagine what parents go through when they hear that about their little kiddo,
Right.
as young as 18 months all the way up to 16 is
Right.
what we call juvenile arthritis. Doesn't go away because then they move and transition into adult rheumatology. So they start seeing an adult rheumatologist versus a pediatric rheumatologist.
I feel like that
yeah.
that right there is a lot. And so as a
Yeah.
parent, that must that obviously this is your original connection to the Arthritis Foundation, because it's not an old person's disease or an old person's issue. I believe growing up though, every single kid can say, my grandmother had it, or I remember my grandpa talking about it, or he couldn't grip something, or, like, I feel like it is considered an old person's disease. But it makes sense. I mean, when you're old, you're lucky if you have cartilage holding your
Right.
joints together.
Right.
You're lucky if you have that. So that's why I think, is it a wear and tear? I mean, it's so different. And to find out that babies could have it, or 18 months old. So tell us your story, Cynthia.
Yeah. Just to add to that, so the genetic component is definitely there.
With your child, or just in general?
Just in general, And when you think about juvenile arthritis, right? It's not like kids like they're 18 months old. It's not
Right.
like they've
been
used
out
up
there,
all
right,
their,
right,
doing
throwing
all
the
this stuff.
softball every day.
So that
Right.
inflammation is, there is a genetic component to that. And I think
Right.
we have, that's one of the great things about the Arthritis Foundation is funding studies that can tell us more about something
Yeah,
like
over
that.
100
right?
different ones. I mean, that's awesome that you keep
Yeah.
finding another because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have been suffering, and the
Yes.
doctors have been like, we don't know what it is. To actually
Absolutely.
get diagnosed, it's a form of arthritis, is a win. So then you
Yes.
can start helping treat it or help the pain. So, all right, so sorry, keep going. Sorry.
All right, so here's the story. So, our daughter was 18 months old when we noticed some limping happening as she was starting to walk. And, I was like, I don't know, toddlers toddle, but do toddlers limp? I don't
right.
think so. So it took a few months of going back to the doctor over and over before finally they were like, okay, well, let's just send her to a rheumatologist. I don't know. And I was like, I don't even know what rheumatology does, but
Right.
they're sending us to this doctor, so we're going. And the doctor, within seconds of meeting Liv and watching her walk, they were like, yep, she's got arthritis.
Wow.
Yeah, which was just like, it's like someone had thrown a bucket of cold water on me. I was just absolutely stunned and could hear sort of from underwater as the rheumatologist was like, but don't worry, we have a plan. We know exactly what we have to do to help her joints grow healthy. She's going to be supported. She has community. The Arthritis Foundation put together this power pack for her.
Right.
And there's just all of this stuff. So don't you worry. We have the tools to help her bones develop normally so that she can have a totally healthy, active, happy life.
I'm sorry. Even in that statement, Cynthia, I'd be like, her bones growing. What? We're healthy.
Yeah,
What? What's happening? What's about to happen to my child?
Yeah, it
Yes.
was definitely, there was a lot of that. There were tears. They were not all my child's tears.
Right.
And, there was this big sense of, I think probably a lot of people have this where, you have a child and you have this idea of what their life is going to be.
Yeah.
And when a chronic disease is diagnosed, there's this sense of grief that you go through
Right.
of going like, oh, things are going to be different than I thought they were going to be.
Yep. And that's just natural.
yes.
To do that. Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's totally normal. And I think what I'm so grateful for is that there was an immediate sense of welcome into like, we got you. We're going to take
That's
care, right? Not only of your kiddo, but also of you. So
Yes. Support
yeah.
group.
Yeah.
Support group. Oh,
Absolutely.
yes.
The support was real. And, I just want to highlight after Liv was diagnosed, and that was the first time that I found out that kids get arthritis too. That was when, I found out, for example, I had an older cousin who had suffered from what we now knew was juvenile arthritis.
Wow.
And he had been untreated all his life and lives with chronic pain, like so much pain. And I have my sister-in-law also was diagnosed with juvenile arthritis at 15 and is now in her 30s. And I had a colleague also. And I think the thing that really struck me, my kiddo is now 11 and she does sports. She plays at a really high level with her sports.
Yeah.
And, she's able to, for the most part, live without pain because of the medications and the treatments and everything that we have now that are funded by Arthritis Foundation. The colleague that I had when Liv was diagnosed, who was in her 40s at the time, she was telling me, she was like, I was diagnosed when I was 2 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. And she was like,
and older, back then
yeah,
diagnosed.
exactly.
So, yes.
So that means she was diagnosed, right? 40, 50 years ago now. And she was like, I need I can't, she was a teacher. I can't walk upstairs with my books. I have to have books already in my classroom that are separate from the books. I can't carry them with me where I go anywhere. I need to, have my classroom be on the main floor of the building. I can't go up or downstairs.
She learned to
and
work
stuff
with
like
her
that.
limitations.
She had to work with her limitations. But the thing is, because of the research that the Arthritis Foundation funds, right, the gap in treatment from 50 years ago to now means that my kiddo is growing up in a world where she doesn't have to worry about that.
Right. Where she can play sports at
She
11
can play
years old. Yeah,
sports
that's
at 11
awesome.
years old, and and wake up without that stiffness and that constant pain and everything. And it just gets me thinking, if we continue this kind of support with the Arthritis Foundation, what are kids going to say in 50 years?
Yes.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. It is amazing, Barb. We're speaking today with Barb. She's the executive director of the Arthritis Foundation, and Cynthia, who is a mom and a co-chair committee and a volunteer and an all-around want to be present and make a difference mom, which is awesome. So I do feel like, like even the research you're doing for the youth affects the elderly.
Absolutely.
Like I want a little of whatever Liv's got. Like what's going, because what do younger joints do with arthritis? Is that something that could be used? I mean, the research all array around is going to help all of us.
Yeah.
And so I understand why we need to raise a lot of money, because I feel like, again, everyone is susceptible to the arthritis. And if it keeps you from living your life, I mean, the stories that I've heard and the stories you've heard, and your family. I mean,
And that really is the biggest issue with regard to any type of arthritis is the pain.
yes,
The pain causes people to feel they can't do a lot of things, or they just don't do a lot of things.
Yes.
They feel isolated, and then they feel more depressed, and then they feel more lonely, and then they tend to withdraw more.
Yes.
So one of the key things that we do also is try to find programs where we build a sense of community. So Cynthia mentioned the Live Yes groups, our Connect groups, and so on. So we have those for adults and for kids,
yes,
family members, so that, again, the beautiful thing is that people learn from each other.
Yes.
When you can bring them together.
Yes.
And that is one of the key components about the Walk to Cure Arthritis, is the fact that we build a sense of community. And for so many people, this is the first time that they have felt like they're not alone, that there are people who understand. For family members, there are people who've been down this journey before. So being able to talk to other parents or other community
Yes.
members or other physicians to say, what you're feeling and what you're going through is absolutely normal.
right.
What your kid is feeling is absolutely normal. What you're going through as an adult is absolutely normal. However, you can do A, B, C, and D to help alleviate some of the pain, to help
Right.
feel better, to be able to do more of the things that you used to do, maybe in some way, shape, or form different. Maybe you swim instead of run,
Right,
whatever
right,
it might be.
right,
Maybe
right.
you bicycle instead of jog, whatever it might be. But there are ways that you can still stay active and feel like you're living your best life, even when you have a chronic disease.
Yes, we're gonna come back, because I want to talk to you about my mother, because she's exactly who you're talking about. But what is the process? I mean, what is the idea for a cure? Is there a way to get cartilage in between our joints again? Is there a way? I mean, it can't be about pain management.
Not entirely, no. And what's really fascinating is that there are all kinds of studies and research programs going on around the country, probably around the globe.
Love it.
But I do know that there are some different types of research where they're finding ways to not inject new cartilage, but new type of I'm not a physician, so I probably will have this way wrong, but some type of a gel or a silicone or something like that will go in between the joints. I think they're researching now on knees in particular.
Yeah.
Because knees really take the brunt of a lot of the
Yes.
physical activity that we do, to help build up that cushion, when the cartilage is gone.
Yeah.
So it hopefully will lead to where we don't have as many surgeries and knee replacements and all those kind of things. And again, with kids, being able to do different types of pediatric research. There's just so many good things happening in the future that we're working on now.
Yes.
Another thing that won't come as any big surprise, that for people who are severely overweight, all of that weight does cause excess wear and tear on the joints and on the body. So we're working with a program to help people reduce their weight in a very healthy, right manner.
Yeah.
And watching to see how much difference that makes in their arthritis.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
And it's not easy.
No,
I mean,
no.
I know
I
it's
was
not easy.
I was in a program, and I had lost like 75 pounds, and another girl, Veronica, she had lost 60. But when we started, she had talked about her rheumatoid arthritis and the pain, and once she got that weight off of her joints and stuff, it was like a whole new girl. I mean, me too. I mean,
Of
I didn't
course.
have rheumatoid arthritis, but I was like, oh, well, look at that. You can run up the stairs.
Exactly.
You like, I mean, it's carrying a bag of dog food around.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the weight on your joints, it can't, I mean, of course it hurts.
And the thing
So-
that we find too is that exercise really is a big positive thing.
That's what I was
It's
gonna
a
ask.
It's hugely
Yeah, motion is
positive.
lotion.
Yeah,
Motion
exactly,
is lotion
exactly.
because
Motion is
I
lotion,
heard
yes.
once that arthritis
Yes.
became a standstill, almost like when you become the Tin Man.
Yeah.
You know, like if you don't use them, you're going to lose them kind of
Right.
thing. Is that true? And motion is lotion, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Motion is lotion. We are encouraged, and it's hard because you're in chronic pain.
Yes.
You know, so it is hard, but the more you move, the better it is for you. It does reduce your pain, it does reduce your inflammation, and it makes it easier to move. So I always tell my kiddo, you're feeling some inertia, right? You're just sitting there, so you
Right.
just want to sit. But once you get going, you won't
You're
want
gonna
to stop.
right. Just
yeah,
give
and you're
us.
gonna feel
yeah.
good.
Just get going for 5 minutes. Just
Yeah.
get going. I know it is hard. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going back to my mom. So
Mm-hmm.
currently, she is the woman you're talking about. She is in so much pain that she is not leaving the house. It's become the excuses of not showing up for the holidays. It's become, you know, like, so she is in that much pain. And then she's also in well, my doctor said, and I got the second opinion, and they said, and she's now in a pain management world. And as an old lady, I'm like, that's not where you need to be. Like, you're going to be in a grave before you know it. And so I hate the fact that I feel the healthcare system feels like pain management is a way to deal with
Right.
arthritis and stuff. But I also feel that we live in a world of people being scared of getting second opinions. Like, are there specialty shops out there that people should say, I'll pay out of pocket if I could get a second opinion by somebody that really knows arthritis? You know, or, I mean, you know what I'm saying about, you know?
If I can
because
suggest,
yes.
yeah, I do think that I think that when you're in this state of sort of despair around pain,
Yeah.
the best thing you can do is start reaching out to community. And
Like the
so-
Arthritis Foundation.
ma'am.
yeah, like
yes.
and whether it's, you know, making your way over to the Walk to Cure Arthritis on June 7th, or whether it's even just logging in, because getting out of the house is hard,
Yeah.
logging in and going to a Live Yes meeting online and just listening to other people who are going through the same thing as you and starting to build relationships. So sometimes it's not necessarily, I need a second opinion from a doctor. Sometimes it's just, hey, I live with this too. And these are the things that I've done. Maybe one of these things can help you out. And hey,
You're
if
right.
you need me to come by and like bring you something and we can chat and have some coffee at your house, like let's do that too, right?
Because your
So
brain
there's-
can get so stuck on the pain
Absolutely.
Yes.
that you just can start to trap yourself. And if you
Yes.
don't have a connection to pull yourself out, is that what you're kind of saying? Like, you got to keep
Absolutely.
living even with the pain.
It has to be a combination,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah,
Pain
right.
management on its own
Yeah.
is, in my opinion, not enough. We have
Right.
to have
Right.
pain management and a sense of community.
Right.
Right?
To
Feed the
feel like
body,
you're
feel
living
the
for
yeah,
something.
Feel the body, feed the
Exactly.
body,
Right.
feed the soul.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, and you
Right,
can
right.
find people, or hopefully she can find people that's like, yeah, you know what, let's just go and walk around the block, or let's go
Right.
walk around the mall.
Right.
You don't have to do it all in one shot.
Yeah.
You know, you
no,
can take
and-
a little step here and there, a little step here and
Oh,
there.
no, you were trying. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But it really is, to Cynthia's point, I fully agree that it's forcing yourself as best you can to get out of the mode of saying it's only happening to me, because it's not.
Right.
There's 60 million Americans across the country. There's 1 million Coloradans within the state.
Yes.
We are all dealing with it.
Yes.
And
right.
I don't care what age you are. You can still improve, and you can live the best life you can.
And
You're
you
not
deserve to
You
live the best
deserve. That's
life you
exactly
can.
right.
Absolutely. I don't do the same things I did when I was 20.
No.
And I realize that, and I
Right.
recognize that.
Right.
But it doesn't mean I stop completely.
Right. You can't stop living, and you find a way to work with the pain. So,
Exactly.
Let's talk about the walk to find a cure. Let's
Yes.
do it. All right. So, the walk to cure arthritis is happening June 7th at the Hudson Gardens, and walk off is at 9 a.m. And I've in the past. I mean, this is such a huge event. It is family fun. Like businesses show up with their groups. Like it is all out. Let's talk about it, Cynthia.
The Walk to Cure Arthritis is going to be a really fun event this year. It's garden party themed.
I love it.
So, and the course is not like a 5K or anything. It's really, what is it, like a mile and a half?
Yeah,
it's
I
like
like it's one I can do.
Yes,
The
it's
kids
one I
can do. The
Yes.
strollers do. The
Exactly.
yes. So, did you say a garden theme? Like we're wearing flowers?
Yeah,
Kinda
it's
like
garden
that kind
party
of a garden theme. A garden
yeah,
party. I love it.
want to
All
wear
right.
my floral dresses.
I love it. Okay.
I want to wear my espadrilles. We're going to be out there enjoying the sunshine. We're going to have family yoga, Pilates demos. There's a Tai Chi
Yes.
Love it.
practitioner coming out to teach people how to do Tai Chi. So there's
Because
some
motion
movement.
is lotion.
Because motion is lotion, exactly. We're going to have a beer garden so people
Yes.
can come and enjoy beer, and that's sponsored
And
by...
non-alcoholic beer as well.
And
Right.
non-alcoholic
Yes.
beer, which is going to be really
Yeah.
great.
Right.
Sponsored by Breckenridge Brewery.
By
I
Breckenridge
interrupt.
We love
Brewery.
Breckenridge Brewery. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's going to be all kinds of stuff happening, crafts for the kids, crafts for grown-ups. And yes, there'll be a course that you can walk around and enjoy the beauty of Hudson Gardens. But mostly we're just coming together to spread the word that arthritis can happen to any of us and that the Arthritis Foundation is here to support you.
Yes, right. In so many ways.
Absolutely.
So many ways. All right. So I want to make sure that so as you were saying, so, it's a garden party.
Yes.
So you really you have groups. Let's put it out there. Get your group together at your
Yes.
job. Get your
Yes.
family together. All the families walk in honor of somebody all the time. Like, you know,
Yes.
a lot of people are out there trying to walk. Like it's
Yeah,
like it's
absolutely.
awesome. So who do
Yeah.
you want to call to that's coming so they can come to it?
I would love to see families show up.
Yeah.
I want to see young people show up. I want people to understand that 25% of working people have arthritis, and it affects the way that they show up in their lives. So whether you are a young person, like kind of just starting out, or whether you're an established or an elder in the community, whoever you are, we want you to come and see that this is a place of support. We want us to all have a great time. We want to raise as much money as we can for the
Yes.
research
Yes.
and the community support. One of the things that we're doing is we're hosting a reunion for our JA camp kids. So our juvenile arthritis camp happens once a year. Here in the mountains of Colorado, and kids come from all over the state to be in a place with just other kids with arthritis.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing program, but it costs money
Yep.
to make it happen. Every donation that we get supports a program like that makes yet another person with arthritis know that they have support and that there's science and research and community behind helping them live their best lives.
That's right. That's right. The Walk to Cure Arthritis is happening on June 7th. Now, Barb, we're going to backtrack real fast because I did forget to ask you, please, if you wouldn't mind, tell everyone all of the different things that the money goes to at the Arthritis Foundation.
Absolutely.
Yes, I know.
And Cynthia's here to
I know,
count
get
them up.
ready.
No, first and foremost, we do a lot of research, and that's
Yes.
nationwide. So, yes, some of the funds that we raise go back to the research through the national office, but we don't care where the research happens. It benefits everyone.
Amen.
Secondly, we have a lot of programs here in Colorado. As Cynthia mentioned, we have our JA camp. Colorado is one of 9 camps across the country, so we're very fortunate to be able to host a camp right here in Colorado at Camp Shady Brook. It's the end of June, and it is specifically for kids with arthritis so that they meet other kids like them with
Yep.
arthritis.
Right.
Expanding upon our JA support, we also do JA Family Days, where we bring families together with the adults, the grandparents, the brothers, the sisters, the whole group, and we do Ask the Doctor. So we work with Children's Hospital here in Colorado with the pediatric rheumatologist,
That's
so that
cool.
parents can ask questions. Again,
Ask the
that
doctors.
community,
Yeah.
it's amazing when the families get together and they say, my kid is doing this, there'll inevitably be 2 or 3 other families that I did this for my kid. I did this for my kid. And it's just such a great learning experience. It's phenomenal. And then we have patient education programs. We have online webinars. We have in-person connect and support groups. We have a lot of programming that is done online, but again, that takes funding to do that. And we really want to do more community awareness. We would love to do some patient education programs, working with the different rheumatologists to do some different types of education, either in their clinics or with the community. whatever the community needs. And that's just the programs that we know of. So if there's something that any of your listeners say, I wish I had this,
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah.
Because we will
Somebody
do
else
whatever
probably
we can
might
do.
want it.
Absolutely.
Yes, right. That's absolutely right.
Yes.
We've been speaking today with Barb Abbey, the Executive Director of the Arthritis Foundation for Colorado and Wyoming. We've also been speaking with Cynthia Pazantes. She's here with us, and she is the all-around mom. I'll tell you what, you are the co-chair of the Walk to Cure Arthritis. You're also the founder of the Comadre Speakers Collaborative and the co-chair of the Juvenile Arthritis Committee. And your mom, Liv, or your daughter, Liv, she must just be so proud of you and so happy.
Well, she's 11, so.
Oh, yeah, so she doesn't know. Yeah, I got an 11-year-old too.
We're proud
You're
of her.
skibbity. You are so skibbity, Mom.
Thank you. I appreciate that. She would say I'm Ohio, but.
Oh, it's so sad. I'm like, what are they saying? So before I let you go, what would you like everybody to know about the walk and or arthritis in general?
The main thing about the walk that it really is a great, fun, family-friendly event and opportunity.
Yes.
We do appreciate all the donations, and when we were talking about who we'd like to have come, I would love to invite your followers to come and join us.
Come, it's free.
Yes,
it's
I
free.
think
Come
you
on
and your
down.
family are going to be there.
Yes,
I may
we'll
be
be
putting
there.
a little pressure on there, but
Oh, no, my husband says something like we're walking.
yes,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what
Well,
I
you've already got us,
understand.
Barb.
Exactly. So all of your followers should come and
Yes.
register and come and just
And
participate
if
and
you
have
know
a great
someone,
time.
I'm bringing my mom because she obviously needs a
please
support
do.
group.
Yes.
That's the key point I'm missing.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Thank
being here.
you.
And the website is
A Walk to Cure Arthritis /Denver.
right. Walk to
Yeah.
Cure Arthritis
.org.
.org. I was
Denver,
going to say
yes.
it's .org, right? She was ready.
Well, I have to think about it in my head.
Walk to Cure Arthritis .org /Denver.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Kathie J.